Hi readers. Today I want to teach you when writing poetry, writers use the items around them to inspire them. And they think, what, let me change, do I notice? What do I see? And what does this item make me think? Sometimes it's hard to write poetry because you don't really know where to start. So what I want you to do, I want you to either grab a notebook, a spiral, a journal, or hey, use your iPad and turn to Pages. Go ahead and open up your app. And I want you to either go walking around your house, your bedroom, any place in your house, or hey, go outside. And I want you to find something, some sort of item that inspires you to write. So that's exactly what I did. So I walked around my house and I tried to find something that I want to write about. And here's what I decided on. Hi, writers. So this week in writing, we're also going to be working on poetry, just like we are in reading. And today I want to teach you that when writing poetry, writers use the items around them to inspire them. And so when they find an item that inspires them, they have to think to themselves, okay, what do I see? What do I notice? And lastly, what does this item make me think? So that's what you'll be doing today for your activity. You'll go walking around your house and look for an item, either in your house or in your bedroom, somewhere. So I went walking around my house, and here's what I decided to pick. Hi, writers. So today I want to teach you when writing poetry, writers use the items around them to inspire them. So a lot of times when they see an item in the house, they have to think to themselves, okay, what do I see? Or what do I notice? Or what does this item make me think? So when they get ready to write, they brainstorm and look around their house, they look around whatever location they're at to kind of inspire them to write. But they do ask themselves these questions. So after we're done with this, you're going to do a little walk around your house or outside, and I want you to find an item that kind of inspires you to write. So I walked around the house, this. So what do I see? Well, I see a plant. It has green leaves on it. I notice that the leaves are huge, aren't they? I notice that it's tall. So I'm thinking that because this plant is so tall and the leaves are so green, that this plant is helping to keep the air in my house clean. Oops, gotta spell clean right. Clean. So what I'm gonna do now, let's see if I can, I'm gonna see if I can copy this over. And so these are the things that I see, right? A plant. So looking at this plant, I have to think, okay, what do I see? Well, I see a plant. It has green leaves. I notice that the leaves are huge and that the plant is actually pretty tall. So looking at this inspires me to write. So it's making me think, what about what I see and what I notice makes me think about it? So because it has green leaves and it's huge and it's tall, it makes me think that this plant is helping to keep my house with clean air. So I'm going to use this information to write a poem. And I chose this plant to write about. Nothing fancy, but it's a plant. So when I ask myself, okay, what do I see? I see a plant. I see green leaves. What do I notice? Well, I notice that the leaves are huge. Would you agree with that? Those are big leaves. I also notice that the plant is tall. It's a tall plant. And when I stand next to it, of course, I'm shorty, but it's a tall plant. So what does this plant make me think? Well, a lot of times people have plants in their houses because it helps keep the air clean. So that's what I'm thinking about. It helps keep the air clean. So I'm going to use this information right here to write about a plant. So here's my facts that I wrote down. So I'm just taking this. The cool thing about poetry is there really aren't a lot of rules. It doesn't have to be rhyming. It doesn't have to have so many syllables unless you choose a certain type of poem. This one is just going to be a free verse, and I don't think I'm going to make it rhyme. So I'm going to take a little bit from each section to write. So from this first section, I wrote, I see a plant, green leaves. So I'm going to write green plant with lots of leaves. Now I'm going to take from the middle section. I notice the leaves are huge, and I notice it's tall. I'm going to say, you've grown so tall, must be the sun and water. I bet you knew what I was going to say, huh? Let's see. I think it keeps the air clean. So I'm going to say your constant life keeps the air clean. What do you think? Let's see. Read it with me. Ready? Green plant with lots of leaves, you've grown so tall. Must be the sun and water, your constant life keeps the air clean. Not too bad. Now, especially for my first rough draft, I could so go and fix it because now that I'm reading it, some of the syllables don't work for me. Of course, it's a free verse, so they don't have to work, but that was my example. So today, when you go on your little journey and find your item, I want you to do the same thing I just did. I want you to find your item and take a picture of it, and I want you to write what you see, kind of like what we did right here, and then I want you to write your poem, and then it will tell you where you can take a picture of it and share it with everyone so that everyone in the group can see it. Okay?